Hello everyone. So I'm going to walk you through step by step how to create a subdomain. So now what's a subdomain? A subdomain, it's let me just say a subdomain is a site on its own that is extracted from the actual domain from Google. So a subdomain is a prefix that's added to the domain name, create a separate section. Okay, so when we say a domain name, an example of a domain name can be, let me type in somewhere here, can be, let's say, cool.com. That's the domain name, right? Cool.net, that is the domain name. But when you see something like this, cool.net, but then you see a prefix to, let's say, table.cool.net, this table, that's what is called a subdomain. And that's the prefix. So one will also say a subdomain is an extension of a domain name, but it's separate from the domain. It has its own separate page. Okay, I think this picture even makes it clearer, right? I hope you can see this picture, right? So this here, so you have your HTTP, make this bigger. I think this is fine. So there's the URL, right? So the components of the URL. So you have your HTTPS, right? Colon, // and you have your subdomain. So this here is a subdomain .example.org. This is the protocol, right? Hypertext Transfer Protocol, secure. And then you have in here, so this is a subdomain. This is your domain, example.com, kwame.com, ama.com, yao.com. So that is a domain name. And then this here is a subdomain. So this prefix here makes it a whole separate website from example.org. So when would you like to have a subdomain? Let's say you're an organization and then you have various offerings or various sections. And you could have, let's say, the organization to be, let's say, an example would be maybe TableScott, so tablescott.com. But then you have another aspect that is mailing to marketing. So you can have another site for that service, and then it will be a subdomain, right? So marketing.tablescott.com. So that's a separate site from tablescott.com. Like I mean, use what you are seeing on the screen here. So maybe examples.com.org. That's your actual site. But then you have another offering or another service or something else. Some way, somehow, you still want to, it relates one way or the other. And you want to extract the root name and have a separate site. You could have something like photos.examples.org. So that's a subdomain. So let's see, I like the definition here from SEMrush. So a subdomain is an extension of your domain that helps you organize content and expand your business offerings. So that's a subdomain. So how do you do this? So I'm using Hostinger's hosting platform. So I've already logged into my Hostinger account. So once you're in your Hostinger account, what you have to do is you have to, let's go to websites, because you are taking the subdomain from a particular domain. So I'm going to extract. So this is the website. I want to create a subdomain, right? So I go to dashboard. So I'm going to create a subdomain out of this domain. So I scroll through the functions here, and then I go to domains. I go to subdomain. And so this is the subdomain, this is the prefix. So I can decide to make it, let's say, me, right? So it's going to be me dot and then my domain. Right? So I just have to go to create. So subdomain created. I've created my subdomain. As simple as that. Let's just check it out to see. So it's me dot yeah. All right. So here you go. So that's the subdomain. So this is my site. I've not. So this is my hosting platform. I have nothing in there. It's blank. So in here, I'm being told how can I migrate? You see that maybe you want to migrate, your site here, or you want to install WordPress, or you have the code for your site. And so you can easily input the HTML code in there. All right. So I think this has been helpful. All right. See you another time.